up. You gon' be waiting forever, you're trying to see me fail. Cause I don't everything God is in me, I'm gon' fulfill. When I didn't love myself, God did, yes he did.
Let's go. You got a caller. Autumn D is on the line. You online. Shut them down radio.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Now, Autumn D,
Good.
you
Yeah.
got a nice history with music. So let's get into this interview. So when
Okay.
did you start your music career?
Oh my goodness. I would say it was, I would say really taking it seriously and professionally, it was during 2020 COVID. I have
Okay.
been able to work with people like Shakespeare in Atlanta, and that was while I was in college, so that was some years ago.
Right.
But I would say, in terms of it being where it's really been something where I have taken all the time and effort and energy into music, and that being it, it would be
Right.
the 2020 pandemic, that's starting, and and releasing my EP in 2021, which is my first EP. So yeah.
It's nice. Now,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Who did you grow up listening to and why?
Okay, so Whitney Houston, who is by far my favorite vocalist, and Mariah Carey, and then Lauryn Hill.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Those are my favorites too.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, in terms of vocalists, I just feel like you can't get any better than Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and then Lauryn Hill. I just love Lauryn Hill's miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and just how she was able to blend hip hop, R&B, but then also have gospel elements in there as well. So it was like all
Right.
her songs had a message and was just very deep. And yeah, that's why it's my favorite album.
Right. So when did you know you wanted to be a singer?
I always wanted to be a singer ever since I was little. In fact, my first word was tomorrow from Annie.
Right.
That's what my grandmother said. But
we going back.
I
That's
always,
what I'm talking about.
yeah, I mean, I was a baby and I always
Right.
loved to sing. And I remember I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, so we
Okay.
were not supposed to listen to secular music. You're
Right.
not supposed to dance or anything like that. And so even though I had this great love for, artists like Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Whitney Houston, Destiny's Child, Lauryn Hill, you name it, it was just tough because I didn't know how I could be a singer and also be a Seventh-day Adventist, because everyone had told me it wasn't possible because you don't want to break your Sabbath. But,
Right.
luckily, now as an adult, I understand that, there are ways to be able to be in the entertainment industry, be a Christian, but not just a Christian, be able to keep the Sabbath. And so I have
That's right.
examples of people who have been able to do that. And so that's why now I am, finally doing it. But I always wanted to ever since I was little.
That's nice. Yes. Yahweh. Elohim. I already know. My name is Solomon, so I know already.
Okay.
Now, yeah, you already know. Sabbath, Saturday, I know about Shabbat, I know about all that stuff. So we got things in
'cause
common.
Not many people know about it.
Right, yeah, I know. No, I definitely know about it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely know. Now, wait, when did you start becoming an actress? Because you in films.
Right. So that was another thing. When I was in high school, I did drama club.
Okay.
And I also had the opportunity to go to School of the Arts in North Carolina. But again, I didn't know how I was going to be able to be an actress. In fact, my dream, I wanted to be a Broadway singer and actress.
Nice.
And I was actually voted by my high school to be most likely to be on Broadway.
Wow.
But again, I just didn't know how I could do it and keep the Sabbath. Again, it wasn't until I was, an adult and I was able to see other examples of people who are Someday Adventists in the industry, that I was able to take acting seriously. And I also was able to go to school, not School of the Arts, but AFI, American Film Institute Conservatory in LA. And
Nice.
so I got my master's in producing for film and television. And that allowed me to be able to be fully engrossed in the production of, film, and just, it really inspired me to also want to do the acting as well. And so, yeah, that's what made me, again, take acting seriously.
That's good. Now, are you featured on any soundtracks?
So there's a soundtrack. I don't know if you even have heard of this, but there is a writer called Omar Tyree, and he is a popular novelist, and he's a Black novelist that's very popular, and he did this novel.
I think I heard of him.
Yeah, he did this novel called Cold Blooded, and it was the first time I ever did a recording. I was so nervous, and like you can even hear it in my voice. At least I can tell. But I did a soundtrack for him for the novel Cold Blooded, so I was on that soundtrack.
That's nice. So you well seasoned, you groomed, right? So
I feel like I am. Yeah.
It sounds like it. I'm loving the music. That range.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad.
It's nice. Now, More Like the Men. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, More Like the Men, that really grabbed me, you understand? Because that's that real soulful music. And I know you're young, not saying super young, but, it's like what you accomplished on that song, it speaks volumes. So could you elaborate on that song and what made you write that song?
So the EP Autumn Time was also therapy for me because of, I wanted to be able to just express, an experience that I had in a toxic and abusive relationship. And that's why that song and Hero, there's a lot that touches on, women being able to empower themselves, be able to have a voice. And More Like a Man is one of those where it asks the question to a man, like, does it make you feel better or make you feel more dominant to, hurt me? And I know a lot of women have been in situations like that. And so, a lot of the songs on the EP are just from personal experience. And I hope that women listening to it, that one, they'll be able to possibly connect with it, but also that it'll be able to empower them to get out of a toxic or abusive relationship.
Yeah. Now, look, we don't condone no abuse. All you men out there that do that are suckers. This is from Salo. You understand? Respect your woman. Real talk.
That's right.
Real talk. Now, what's crazy is like society, like a lot of women suppress, especially in religion. You understand? They had a documentary, about the Hebrews and the Jewish people and like how a lot of women, suppress, they can't talk up and, certain things because, men are the head of the household and women are helpers. But a lot of people don't know. But you see in Western society it's totally different opposed to the East and, certain religions, whatever you follow, But definitely I'm happy you spoke up on that, because a lot of women, need to know that they have a voice out here. You get what I'm saying? And you definitely showed that on that track. Now,
sadly, a lot of women are also silent too, so they really aren't given the ability to speak up. A lot of times, there's smear campaigns that are, against them, and sadly, with religion, oftentimes too, religion can be used as a means to be able to control and dominate someone. So, we can get into a long conversation about that. But
oh, yes, we could. That's going to be the second interview order. We'll get real deep on these people, like for real, because it's real. You already know.
Yeah.
I know already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
sadly,
what was your favorite song you recorded, and why?
Oh my God! Out of the EP, it is so hard to pick one song because again, they all resonate with me. They're all from personal experience, and they all helped me get through a tough time. But let me think. Gosh. First of all, let me shout out David J, who is the producer and co-writer on a lot of these songs, and then RJ. He also produced and co-wrote a song called "All Right" on the EP as well. So I really want to make sure that I get to shout out them because I couldn't have done it without them. And then let me think. Oh my gosh, it's really hard. Like Love Hangover, I love that one. I wrote solely by myself, but I just feel like it's such a celebration of love and like that first love and just that feeling you get. So I really like that one. It is hard to pick one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then my new single, God Did, which is actually a gospel R&B song, was produced and co-written by Davis Chris, and who is also amazing. So I also want to make sure that I get to shout out him. And I really love this song as well, which will be released on September 9th. But it is so hard to pick one because I love them all, seriously.
Right. And what I respect, you're giving people where credit is due, because most artists who they collab with, the producer, they give them no credit. So round of applause to you, because a lot of people don't do that.
I didn't even know this. Oh, that's
no,
bad.
It's true.
No,
Trust
I
me.
definitely can't do it without them. And I'm always so grateful to find good, genuine people who really care about the music and, you know, are just fun to collaborate with. It really feels like a team. It feels like family. And so, I could never not credit them because I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So I appreciate them so much.
That's right. Now let's get into one of your songs right here. This is Autumn D Marathon. So let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you are, under pressure, feel the adrenaline pulsing through your veins. You're always running, going nowhere, watching your little things get further down the lane. But with your grace I can't stand tall, face my giants, face them all. Jump any hurdle that I see or any obstacle. Cause when my back's against the wall, I know that you'll catch me if I fall. So it doesn't matter what's in front of me, I risk it all. I can see the finish going towards my goal. Inside I am a champion, don't need silver or gold. I am still a winner, the path is mine itself. It's not a sprint for me, win or lose, it's a marathon. Goes on and on, it's a marathon. Goes on and on, this marathon. In the darkness, I tell myself I gotta push to see the light. When it's going down, I know you're watching, giving me all the strength I need to carry on. So with your grace I can't stand tall, face my giants, face them all. Jump any hurdle that I see or any obstacle. Cause when my back's against the wall, I know that you'll catch me if I fall. So it doesn't matter what's in front of me, I risk it all. I can see the sadness going towards my soul. Inside I hear myself in some need till the wrong road. I am still aware of the path that's mine is so. It's not a friend for me. Win or lose, it's a marathon. Goes on and on. It's a marathon. Goes on and on. It's a marathon. I can see the sadness going towards my soul. Inside I hear myself in need silver on gold. I am still aware of the path that's mine and so. It's not a friend for me. Win or lose, it's a marathon. Goes on and on. It's a marathon. Goes on and on. It's a marathon.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that right there.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's such a great song and another inspirational song. It was another inspired by the pandemic because it was just everybody was getting laid off. The future was so uncertain for so many people, and it just was like life was a marathon, and you're just constantly in this race, and you're just trying to get to the finish line and everything. So, yeah, I think that's
Divock. COVID.
You said what?
I said that's Divock. COVID in Hebrew. Divock, the evil spirit. We're going to get into that in another show. But look, now, what is your biggest performance you ever did?
Probably 102 Jam some years ago on TV for one of the shows for a local radio station, 102 Jams in Greensboro, North Carolina. And yeah, I got to perform on there. And I can't remember if it was original or if it was a cover, but I just remember thinking, oh my God, I'm on the radio. Like, I'm on a radio show. And like, that really was just such a great feeling. And then, of course, I got to do shows in Atlanta. I got to open for, it was a couple of artists, and it was for a convention, but I got to sing for Young Jock, and there was other performances in Boston, and yeah, but I think, you know, just being able to be on a radio station, like even now, like it was just, it felt good. So.
Right. So how do you engage your audience and how do you prepare?
Well, again, like I started during the pandemic, so a lot of it was social media. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you know, and now it's with my band. I also have dancers because I love to dance, and I always want to make sure I can put on like a you know, a big show,
a good show, right?
And just so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Is just being able to do as many live performances as possible, but then also social media is just so important right now. So that's also helped me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you definitely utilizing it. Okay. So what kind of genre of music do you classify yourself as?
Playing pop, R&B, but I also grew up in the church, so there's a lot of influences, like gospel influences, a lot of inspirational records that I do. And I hope to be able, not hope, but I will do a full gospel album at some point too. But yeah, I'm definitely a pop and R&B artist, but yeah, I also love gospel songs.
Okay. So let's get into the tricky questions. Now let's go. If an artist will want to do a song with you and offer you money, but their music is not good, would you do this song or decline?
And when we say the song is not good, like if I feel like it doesn't fit the type of music that I do, or if it has a message that I don't agree with, then I'm definitely going to turn it down. And if the song isn't well written or just isn't a good song, I would turn that down too. Just because your name is going to be attached to it, so it's like, right. Yeah, and I feel like there will be other opportunities. As long as you work hard and you're on your grind, then there should be other opportunities. And as long as you're nice too, there should be no reason why other opportunities wouldn't pop up.
Right.
So for
how
me,
many albums? Oh, I'm sorry. Finish what you were saying.
Oh no, that was it.
Okay. How many albums do you have to date?
So the EP that I released last year, and then I have this new single that's coming out on September 9th. So, yeah, that's it.
Right. So you're signed to a record label, and could you elaborate on that?
Am I signed to a record label?
Yes.
No, not currently. I'm in the process right now of shopping to a record label.
Right. Now, as an independent artist, do you feel like you need a record label in this day and time? Because we was just talking about TikTok, Instagram, there's all these platforms. Do you think you need a record label?
I think it depends because, if you can be an independent artist, then great. But there's a lot of benefits to also working with a record label because of just the connections and the resources that they will be able to give you. But if you can do it independently, then why not? It's just harder being independent. And I do think social media helps, but it can only help at a point. You know what I'm saying? You would have to be, not saying that it can't happen. Who knows what could happen in the future, but you would have to be like a big viral influencer or someone on social media. And more than likely, you still have a record label knocking on your door. So, it just depends on the situation, but more than likely people are going to end up with a record label just because it's just going to be more beneficial in terms of career, helping them propel their career and get to, get you on the right radio stations, get you just a lot of resources that is just harder for the everyday man.
Yeah, like placements and all that. Now, how do you feel about doing radio interviews? When you got to go on your promo runs, how do you feel about that?
I try my best. Like I don't know if I'm the best because of my anxiety, but I try my best. I definitely have no problem doing it because I appreciate anyone wanting to talk to me and wanting to talk to me about my songs and my work. To me, it's an honor. But I try my best. Hopefully I'm doing a good job now. I do get nervous, but I have no problem doing it.
Okay. Now, what do you like about the music industry and why? And what do you dislike?
Well, I can say that I'm just happy to finally be able to do what I've always wanted to do. So that's what I love about the music industry is that it's a, medium that allows you to be able to put your work out there, your music out there. What I don't like about it, same to me as any other industry, even working in film, you're going to deal with people, very narcissistic personalities, people who are always looking out for themselves, people who are all about money. But I've come to learn that that's just in any corporation type of setting. So even in film and television, you have to deal with that too. You're going to have to deal with people who are going to try and sabotage or block you. Like people can see something special in you and they're going to want it for themselves. So they may not want to help you, or they may, that just comes with the territory, whether it's in music, whether it's in film, or whether it's just in any corporation for the everyday man. It's just, that's life.
Right.
It's got to keep on going and you got to stay positive. And
we definitely need them positive vibes. I agree with you.
Yeah. And I don't think you have to be mean to get ahead. Like sometimes people think, oh, okay, well, let me, be, I don't want to curse, but like, let me be mean
Mm-hmm.
or you know, to so people can be fear me. Let me put fear in their heart so they'll take me seriously. And I think that
Right.
there's a way to be able to be a leader without having to be rude and cruel. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think
that is
it
true.
pays to be. Yeah.
Definitely. Now, so you got a powerful voice. What is your range? Because back in the days they had TV shows you could break the glass and all that stuff. So what is your range? What do you label your range as? Singing.
I really wish I could answer that question for you. I can do whistles and stuff. I think that's probably why
Okay.
I like Mariah Carey so much, because I probably practiced her whistles and stuff so much too growing up. But I don't
Right.
know what exactly my range is. So that is something that I should know and that I need to find out. But yeah.
Okay. So who would you want to work with, and who are the producers and artists like in this current time? If you could, anybody.
If I could, definitely Bruno Mars.
Okay.
Let's see. Her, Lauryn Hill, Jasmine Sullivan, and producers. I've always liked Pharrell.
Right.
So I think I would really be giddy if I got to work with him.
Yeah, that would be dope. Now, what's
Yeah.
your core audience, and what performances is your music genres? Like far as your core audience and the platforms that you're on.
Core audience. I
Yeah.
like to say ageless, but I would
Okay.
say early teens to 40s. I feel like there's something for everyone because I appreciate old school R&B. I think that's why I like Bruno Mars so much too, because he's able to do both of that. He's able to do pop music, modern, as well as have an old school influence sound. Yeah, I would say it's something for everybody. There's gonna be songs that like plays
Mhm.
that appeal, even all right, that appeal to younger listeners. And then there'll be songs like More Like a Man and Hero that appeal to older listeners. There's songs like Marathon and my new single God Did that's going to appeal to older people as well. So I think there's something for everyone. I think it's ageless. And
Right.
so, yeah.
We gonna get into your new song that's dropping September 9th. Let's get it. This is a
Okay.
preview, so y'all gonna have to wait. You know what I'm saying? But let's go. Yeah.
When people didn't believe in me, God did, God did. And I don't think I wanted to see me. God did, God did. Yeah, he did. Hold up, you gon' be waiting forever. You're trying to see me still. But that on everything God is in me, I'm gon' fulfill. When I didn't love myself, God did, God did. Yeah, he did.
There you have it. Sounds good. Now,
Yeah,
what
just
inspired
all
that
thank
song?
you.
I know Yahweh did, but what inspired that song for you?
Oh, again, just the pandemic and also just
Right.
facing adversity and all types of things. And sometimes you're going to feel alone, even coming out of a toxic relationship and things like that. And there was a moment, in fact, where I even questioned if God was real because it was like so many things
Mm.
had happened that was just so unfair and just so cruel. That was
Right.
like, how can there be a God and these things happen? And so really I had to take that time to reconnect with God. And I did that one on one. I didn't even do that with the church.
Right.
But I realized that even when you're alone and when you're going through things in this world that makes no sense, and right now this world, a lot of things are happening that just makes no sense.
It's
But
true.
you have to
It's
understand
orchestrated.
that yeah, we could go there too. My goodness,
Yep.
about but I had to find solace in knowing that when you have to deal with people in this world, even those who present themselves to be Christian and wholesome,
Right.
when you see people for who they truly are and you see, just how evil and selfish they can be, or just hurtful they can be. Yeah, right. You're going to feel alone, but understand that God, out of all of it, he's going to be the one who has your back, and he's going to be the one that loves you unconditionally, and who also knows you better than anyone. You're going to have people who try and tell you who you are and be completely wrong. But God knows who you are. God made you. And so that was really the whole idea behind it, is that when people don't believe in you, when people want to talk bad about you, when people want to see you fail, when people, lie or whatever, that they didn't, but God did. They didn't love me.
That's real. That's a real analogy.
Yeah, so that's the whole point behind that. And I hope that that can uplift people if they're going through a hard time, if they feel alone, being ostracized or whatever, to understand that, hey, understand that God knows the truth, understand that God loves you no matter what, and that if no one seemed to love you, no one cared, well, God did. And he does.
That's the truth. Yeah. And you know his existence because, look, he gave you free will. So, you know it's a consequence. You understand? And the Ruach spirit is definitely real for the people that don't know, but I know. So now, how do you feel about censorship?
I mean, good luck if people are trying to censor people, because I think throughout history, people have always been able to find a way to do what they want to do. So
good luck with
that. I really don't have an opinion on it. I don't really have to worry about my music being censored. I wouldn't think, but who knows in this day and age, because so many rights have been taken away from people that make no sense. But that's also another conversation. But I mean, really good luck, because people always find a way to be able to listen to what they want to listen to, write what they want to write, do what they want to do. So good luck.
Right. And people don't understand that the spirit can't be contained. You understand? I don't care what social construct is going on, how the world is. You know, you're a free spirit, you know, even though, you know, you're in this matrix. But I feel like the veil is lifted and people are really seeing who they are, and people don't understand there's a whole history lesson of our existence. And a lot of people are having premonitions and all kind of things that's happening on this earth to invoke the spirit for change. So I definitely respect that. Now, any closing words?
Closing words. I guess, I just hope everyone gets a chance to listen to my EP Autumn Time that is on all music streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, you name it. And then my new single, God Did, which is a gospel single that is coming out on September 9th, but you can pre-order it now.
Go get that.
On iTunes. So you can pre-order it today. But it will be released on September 9th. And I just really hope that everyone listens to it, but not only that, that everyone is able to get something out of the songs, because I feel like that's what makes music so powerful, is that it should be, hopefully, the music should be able to connect to people in some way, some capacity, no matter what you're going through. If it's, you lost your job, if it's you're in a bad relationship, if it's, you're just trying and trying in life, and it just seems like things aren't working out in your favor. I just hope that you'll be able to get something out of these songs and feel uplifted after hearing it. That was the whole point. I think those are my last words for this interview.
No, it's all good. Now, ask more questions, Now, the crazy thing, what you just said, that music teaches lessons, and I definitely see that you convey that in your music, and you're real professional, because a lot of people don't understand when you are an artist, even when, you sing your music to people or whatever, correspond with people, how you did it was good, because a lot of times, me as a radio host, I look at artists, creativity, you understand? But it'd be the simple things, you understand? like, sending your music in, on time, professional. So I definitely commend you on that, and responding on time. So I definitely respect that.
It's probably also my background in film and television, like having to be an assistant and a coordinator, because it's like time is money. So it's like you always have to.
Yeah, you're right on that. Say it again. Time is money.
That's some great training for sure. I mean, yeah. So
right.
I appreciate you saying that. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, now one more thing. May I have a drop for Shut 'Em Down Radio?
A drop?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say?
Yes.
I pretty much, I just hope everyone gets to listen. We can play God Did again. And, just make sure that you go pre-order, or order on September 9th when it's released. I'm just very proud of it. I know God Did, the single, really helped me.
Right.
And I just hope it's able to do the same for anyone who hears it. So, yeah. That's
okay.
Pretty much it.
Right. All right, Odyssey. We had a great interview, and it will be posted on YouTube. And anytime you want to come to the show, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This was fun. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it definitely was fun. It was informative and good music and good conversation. And we're going to go out with R&B God Did. All right, take care.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
When people just believe in me, God did, God did. And I don't think I wanna do the same thing. God did, yes he did. Hold up, you gon' be waiting forever. You're trying to see me fail. Put that on everything God is in me, I'm gon' fulfill. When I didn't love myself, God did, yes he did. I ain't with the games, I ain't playing, not an easy cat. Feelings quick to change, if you're lame, don't get too attached. No angel, I used to be a good girl, but now I'm bad. Not a trophy wife, I'm the type that can change a life. Bust it down, but don't slip around, I'm with all the hype. No angel, I used to be a good girl, but now I'm bad. Too saucy, I'm too saucy. I made my own money, I'm too bossy. I'm too bossy. So bad I don't need you, got too saucy. You took it for granted and you lost me. Oh, got you from the team. Hit like a real king to keep a queen. Guess you ain't no, but just gone. So you gon' learn tonight. Oh yeah, I make the plays. I call the shots. I get my own way. I never stop. I make the plays. I call the shots. I get my own way. I never stop. 'Cause I make the plays. Keep 100, you don't want it. You too heavy, my thoughts and run it. Missed out on it, ain't no coming back if I do. Yeah, you messed up thinking I'm a normal chick. Don't know who you're dealing with, 'cause I'm too saucy. I made my own money, I'm too bossy. So bad I don't need you, got too saucy. You took